But we'll start with Henry. Your questions for Alyssa.
Thanks, Aaron. Hey, Alyssa. First of all, congratulations, even though the national team career is not quite over, but congratulations on a fantastic national team career. Can you take us through the decision-making process of, retiring from the national team? When did you first start thinking about it? And what were some of the reasons for doing it now?
I think it's something that, you get to the end of any year, any season, and you just reevaluate where you're at mentally, physically, emotionally. And I think, with the national team specifically, everything kind of goes in cycles, 3-4 year cycles with World Cups and Olympics specifically. So I think for me, the timing of it was just kind of looking at, 3 years from now, I'll be 39 and 40 going into what would be the next World Cup and Olympics. And, I feel very, very proud of the career that I've had and what we've been able to accomplish as a team in these last 10 to 15 years. And, I feel very fulfilled with what we've been able to do. And it takes a lot out of you, honestly. I think I've been somebody that has been, I've given everything I've had to this team. And, I don't do anything halfway. It's kind of, if you can give 100% to it, then keep going. And, with that in mind, I kind of just felt like this was the right time coming off of the Olympics, having the year that we had, entering into, a new cycle, a new stage for this team. It just felt like I've kind of given everything I have to give to this team, and it just felt like the right time.
Got it. Thank you.
Let's go to Lakin Littman. Go ahead, Lakin.
Thanks, Aaron, and congratulations, Alyssa.
Thank you.
What would you say is the biggest thing that you've learned in your time on the national team that you think is important to share with the next generation of young goalkeepers? And then second question, if I might, what kinds of specific steps have you taken to help sort of groom the next great national team goalkeeper?
I think the key for any, goalkeeper specifically, I think it's that balance of you have to, really dig, do a lot of self-evaluation and self-reflection on what kind of goalkeeper you are, what your strengths are, understanding what your weaknesses are. And I know for myself, I've been very fortunate to train, with a lot of great goalkeepers and great goalkeeper coaches. And over the years, just being able to see and to learn different techniques, different styles, and kind of using that and putting it all together to kind of create the style that I've played with in the last few years. And I think the beauty of goalkeeping is that it's not really a one-size-fits-all kind of position. And, the more that you can understand, and that's going to be the challenge for, any young goalkeeper coming up, is really taking the time to understand what your strengths are and make them really elite and separate yourself. And also, figuring out and understanding what your weaknesses are and trying to work on those and improve them, throughout the season and try to make those additional strengths as well. So I'm excited about the crop of goalkeepers that we have coming up. I think, what I've tried to at least show and instill in the future generations is just the power of preparation, the mindset going into training, the preparedness of what it looks like to be able to play at this level. And I think having that, we've always been able to have in this environment, as competitive as it is, it's always also been very supportive. And I think being able to find that balance within, as training partners and as teammates, obviously everybody wants to be on the field, only one can be at a time, but having that balance of pushing each other, each and every single day in training, and then also supporting whoever's on the field at any given time. Because, it's going to come back around to you, and you'll get you'll get that same support when you are on the field, and that just goes a long way.
Let's go to Jeff Carlisle. Go ahead, Jeff.
Thanks, Aaron. Hi, Alyssa. Kind of along those lines, you were replacing another legendary keeper in Hope Solo when you were coming through. Is that something that you thought about at all, like trying to live up to those standards, or did you just try to block that out and think about it yourself?
I just tried to be myself. Obviously, a tremendous amount of respect for Hope and the career that she had and what she did, for the sport, and obviously Scurry before her. And with that, I was never into comparing. I always just tried to be myself and try to focus on how I could help the team in any moment, both on and off the field. So my focus was more on how I can continue to improve and be the best goalkeeper and best teammate that I could be, every single day, and keep learning. And I had the opportunity to learn obviously from her for a number of years, as well as Barney, and playing with, Ashlyn and Jill Lloyden, and that whole crew of goalkeepers that I came in with. And I think that, those training sessions over my younger years, helped really shape me into the goalkeeper that I became. And I'm very grateful for, the trainings and the learning, behind that. So I always just tried to be myself and figure out how I could help this team win.
Okay, thanks.
Steph Young, go ahead.
Thanks. Hi, Alyssa. I saw on Sam Mewis's podcast, Sam already offered to talk through with you, next career steps. I'm just wondering if you've taken her up on that, or if that's something you're waiting for until after these games and the holidays, or if it was just like a thanks, Sam, and then what's next?
No, I mean, I think one of the cool things is being able to watch so many of, my teammates go on to such great things, after their soccer careers, and Sam is obviously one of them. But seeing everybody, find their different niche of like what they want to do post playing. I think for me right now, obviously I still have the, next NWSL season to continue to prepare for and look forward to, with Chicago. So not fully done playing yet. Just going to be a little bit, obviously not with the national team, but absolutely, I'll definitely take her up on that. I should think she has a world of wisdom in that. And anytime that you enter into different change and whatnot, it's really important to lean on the people around you that have gone through similar experiences. So definitely we'll be taking her up on that.
Thank you.
Let's go to Sam Mabono. Go ahead, Sam.
Hi, hello everybody. Sam here, ASN Sports TV. I have this question for you. You were a fantastic goalkeeper, incredible goalkeeper. I come from Nigeria. I remember Nigeria and USA. How you stood between the Spartacus of Nigeria and the US Women National Team. Now you're planning to retire. My question is this: how do you hope your career is remembered, both as an individual and as part of the U.S. Women National Team rich history?
I think, it's been, like I said, kind of in my post, it's been the greatest honor to be a part of this team and part of U.S. Women's National Team. And it's a really special group to be a part of, and to be able to have done it for so long, and have so many incredible teammates. Obviously, everything that we accomplished on the field in World Cups and Olympics, but everything off the field as well, and what this team has always fought for and what this team has always stood for. Something I didn't expect to really be a part of necessarily when I, wanted to be a professional soccer player when I was a kid. But I think something that's special about this team is it's so much bigger than just the soccer aspect of it. And I've made incredible friends over the years that, will be lifelong friends throughout this whole experience. And I think for me individually, it's always, the focus has always been about the team. And I think, again, that's what's special about this group. I think everyone shares in that same mentality. It's, you're focusing on how you yourself individually can help the team, and that, that collective goal of winning tournaments, going into it. And I hope that I can be, remembered as a good teammate, as a competitor, as somebody that, was looked on as somebody that could be relied upon on the field and supported those players around me. And I think it's just been a really special team to be a part of, and I'm very proud of what we have been able to accomplish over the years.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Phil.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Yeah, I just had a couple of quick ones, if that's okay.
For sure.
First of all, Alyssa, I wondered if it felt at all sort of special and fitting to be facing England again in these last couple of matches en route to international retirement. And obviously, I'm saying that thinking about the moment in the 2019 World Cup semi-finals, which I guess we'd say was one of the defining moments of your career.
I think just honestly having the opportunity to play here at Wembley is incredible. I think, thinking back even to when we were last here in, I believe it was 2022, just the energy and atmosphere in the stadium was something really, really cool. And I think over the years we've had so many incredible matchups and games with England, a lot of respect for them as a team and as an opponent. And, these are the games that you want to play in. These are the games that are great for the team. And I'm excited for the team to have these 2 games to close out the year of, coming off of the Olympics and that continuing development of this team and Emma coming in as we prepare the team going forward. These 2 games are going to be huge for us. And I expect to have another great battle with England on the field, and 2 great teams going up against each other is always fun to watch and fun to be a part of. And I just think that's, anytime you play against England and high quality opponents, these are the games that you look forward to.
I was also just going to ask, what your take is on Emma Hayes so far in general and the impact that she's made. How have you found it with her?
Yeah, she's obviously had a great impact on this team very quickly, helping guide us this summer to in the Olympics and to a gold medal. And I think, that's kind of just the beginning for her and for this team. And again, to be able to build off of that and to now coming off of the Olympics, having a couple friendlies and now being able to finish the year against, 2 top quality opponents in England and the Netherlands is a great test for this team. It's a great, obviously, especially without having our triple espresso here this week, to see what other players are going to step up and be able to score goals, and who in the back is going to be, able to lock down the defense. And I think it's a great opportunity for us as a team, like I said, against high quality opponents on the road in Europe, in, challenging environments and challenging road games is always something that is really important for the development of a team. As you want to be in uncomfortable situations, you want to be challenged. And I think it's a great way for us to end the year as we continue to build towards the future.
Last couple for Les. Jonathan Tannenwald, go ahead.
Hi, Alyssa, Aaron, thanks. And Alyssa, thanks very much for the time, as always. I jumped in a minute late, so hopefully you haven't addressed this already, but I was listening to your interview with Sam Mewis, and you talked about Erica Dombach's influence way back in the day at Penn State. And I just wonder, when did you know, growing up and developing, not only that you wanted to play for the national team, but knew that you really could? And how did sort of that part of the journey unfold itself? Thanks.
I think honestly it probably came in stages. I think, from a young age I got involved pretty early on with, youth national teams and different things like that. Obviously way back then they didn't have U17 World Cups and anything like that, but being part of the youth system, playing under Erica at 17, and that really helped, guide where I wanted to go to college, knowing that I wanted to go and play pro and put myself in a position to be on the national team and to be able to go through a U20 experience and go to the World Cup at the youth level, and to play for Tony DeCicco at the time was incredible. He treated us like he treated the 99ers and like he treated the full team. And I think that prepared me and others who were on that team of what it would be like to be at a senior World Cup someday. And I think that was the goal of all of us. I remember Tracy coming in, who had coached, I think, the U19s at one point, and she had like a list written on the board of their 21 players that had gone to the previous U19 World Cup. It was like 19 of their 21 players had gotten a chance at the senior level. And I think all of us in that room in that moment were kind of like, all right, this is really cool. This is something that if we can kind of work at and keep improving and keep getting better, we can use this as hopefully, something that can help us get to the senior team someday. So I think everything kind of came in stages, and you always looked, obviously, big picture, big dreams, big goals of Olympics and World Cups and being on this team, but everything came with incremental steps and trying to make small improvements around your game and what areas it would take to, you needed to get better at in order to put yourself in the best position to get the opportunity, and then make sure when you got your opportunity, you were ready for it. You could grasp it and hold on. So I wouldn't say that there was necessarily any one moment, but a lot of little moments along the way. And again, I was surrounded by a lot of great coaches that helped me and believed in me and helped, train me and prepare me to get to this level.
Much appreciated. Thanks.
Lakin Littman, go ahead, Lakin.
Hey, Alyssa, we know what Emma thinks of you. How did you tell her your plans to retire, and were you nervous at all to tell her, and how did she take it?
Yeah, I was nervous. I think it was, as much as I am at peace with the decision, I know that in my head it's the right time, and I feel good about it, and I feel at peace with it. It's still, it's still the end of something, and it's, change is scary, and change is, I'm gonna miss being a part of these camps and this team, and I think to have that conversation made it very real. But it was a great conversation. It was, I went to her and I was like, look, we talk about things in cycles. We talk about transition. We talk about all those things. And, I have big decisions to make as an individual, and you do as a team, for this team. And it was important for me to understood where she was at, and to just have that conversation before anything got fully decided on. And she was great. She was very supportive. She was very thankful for, different contributions to the team over the years and this past year. But it was a good conversation.
All right, last one goes for Alyssa, goes to Sylvia Bullock. Go, Sylvia.
Morning, Alyssa, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Forgive me if this has been asked before, but I just have two quick ones. One, can you talk specifically about some of the conversations you're having with two really new goalkeepers, obviously Manny Hott with one cap, Fallon uncapped, and just sort of what passing on the legacy of the goalkeeping position for the U.S. national team is? And then two, will you be accepting hugs?
Yeah, I mean, we've just been in a lot of training. We've only been here a couple of days, so there's not been a ton of, really intense conversations like that. I think, obviously, I met Fallon 24, 36 hours ago. But I think, obviously, a lot of respect for what both of them have done professionally. I think they both have very high ceilings. And, my encouragement to them has been just, take in as much information as you can, try to learn and be as adaptable. Again, find and own what their strengths are as goalkeepers, what makes them special, what makes them unique, what makes them stand out and stand apart from the others, and also try to really, lock in on what the team is trying to do and what the game plans are, and how, you as a goalkeeper can fit into, kind of the greater system within that, because that's obviously really important for, at the end of the day, the objective of a goalkeeper is to keep the ball out of the back of the net, but you're also the 11th player on the field, and how they fit in with the style and the way that the team wants to play is really important as well.
Well, appropriately, we end on Liz talking about others, because that's how she's conducted her career. So thanks, Alyssa, for everything. And she's not quite done yet, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.